Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar, Stores, How to Sell Event Tickets. I am your host, Ryan Clancy, and I am the Client Success Associate here at Educational Networks. Remember, everyone, we are always excited to bring these webinars to you live, and if you have any questions, please feel free to ask those questions, and I will be happy to answer them during our presentation today. So today, everyone, we're going to talk about how the Stores feature can help with special events. Well, one reason is you can have as many stores as you like. So as an example, the music department can have their own store to sell tickets to their upcoming concerts. And the athletics department can have stores to sell tickets to their upcoming football games, baseball games. Those aren't usually in the same season, but anything such as that. And also, too, stores are quick and easy to build. You can have a new store set up within just a few minutes. And what's great is you can limit the number of purchases by users. So if it is something like a special event and you only want your students purchasing one ticket, you can make it so they can only purchase one. And also, too, you can also go ahead and ask for important information such as student ID to verify that a student is eligible to participate. Oops, there we go. And what's great is you can go ahead and hang on one moment. We're going to go ahead and skip this here. You can manage sales and orders all within the same module. So this over here is a great example. This is an example here of a store that has been specifically created for an event for a lot of students. Is something like this is something very, very special. And that, of course, is prom. So one of the things that this shows us is that it gives us the ability to ask questions for verification. But also, too, we can go ahead and tailor our stores to fit the needs of the event, too. One thing, of course, that's very important for prom for students is being able to purchase photos so they have something to remember this very, very important event with. On Green Tech High School, we can go ahead and see some other great examples. So if we go over here and we look over under the Students tab, something that we're going to be able to see here is going to be the athletics team store. So this is a great example of a store that's built for special events. It sells sports game tickets. Now it is spring, so that we are in the season, of course, for basketball, soccer, and baseball too. And this also kind of serves as a store for students to be able to purchase school spirit wear, and that's exactly what we're seeing over here. All right, everyone, it's our chance now to see how we build our very own store that will allow us to sell special event tickets. Let's go ahead and get started, everyone. Step number one is to log into the admin site for Green Tech High School. Then what we want to do is we want to locate the Stores feature just at the bottom of the page here. I select Stores. And what we're going to look at first is we're going to see how, from behind the scenes, these stores would work. So if we go over to the Green Tech High Athletics Ticket Store, I can select this. And what we essentially see over here is a listing of all the items that are available for sale. What's great is managing these individual items allows you a lot of options. So if we go ahead and take a look at the Green Tech High, the Go Green Tech High t-shirt, what's great about that is what we see here is we can manage individual sizes. So even if we have, for example, the medium size that goes out of stock, all we need to do to remove that out of stock is just uncheck this box. We click Save, and if we go back here, we click Refresh, we're going to see how that size now is officially out of stock. So no one has the opportunity, or no one's going to be able to purchase that, which is important if we don't have the item to provide. Now, also in terms of revenue management, what you can do is you can click Revenue here, And though we don't currently have any sales on here, one thing that you can do is you'd be able to view orders, and you can also view the overall sales report here. So you can either view it on a monthly basis or on a custom date range as well. So for example, we could run it from the beginning of the year to the present day, and we'd be able to view this here. Now, getting started on a new store is very easy in of itself. You start by going ahead and clicking Stores. And then what you're going to do is you're going to click Create Store. And you're going to start by filling out the fields here. So let's say, for example, that we're creating a store. So seniors can go ahead and celebration of their graduation. There's a senior class trip to Orlando, perhaps. They can pay that trip fee. So that's exactly what we're going to do. So just a moment. Here it is, senior class trip. So we're going to type in for this senior class trip to Orlando. So that's going to be the title of the store. Our next step is to go ahead and add in a description. So for this, what I'm going to do is I am going to go ahead and copy this in and then paste this in. Now, we see something interesting over here. We see that how we can allow it so our customer may only purchase one item. So this is definitely a store that we want to check that box. And this is also used for things such as alumni memberships, things of that nature. All right. Our next step here is to choose a manager. Now, for the purpose of the webinar, I'm going to designate myself to be a manager. What we have the opportunity now to ask for is for shipping information. So name, address, and that's going to all be asked when our website viewers check out. In this case, we're not going to charge shipping, but they could also pick up their information packet over at the student store. All right, we're almost set to go with adding our item to this. The only item we're going to have, of course, for the trip fee. What we're going to look at now is what we want to ask at checkout. So in this case, we are going to ask for name and address, but also for phone number and email. And in this case, we may want to go ahead and ask something such as student ID and class year. In this case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in student ID. All right. Now we can even decide in terms of what is going to be said at checkout, what's going to be displayed there. So in this case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in some policy information saying students must be academically eligible in order to participate in the trip. And then the final message that we're going to give when they complete the checkout process is to direct any questions to the senior class director, Mr. Clancy. I'm going to go ahead and click Save. And as soon as I do that, we're going to be able to go ahead and go back into the store and start adding items to it. So what we do is we click on the store. And then what we do next is we select Add Item. And we type in the item name. So it's just going to be something simple, such as trip fee. And then we need to add the price. So we'll say that this would be $375. Because it's our first item, it's going to ask us to set a category. Though in this case, since it's kind of a one-item store, it's not going to really... There we go. All right. What we're going to add next is going to be a description for the item. So I have a description right over here that I'm going to copy and paste in. Perfect. And what I want to do too, to give the store a little bit of a nicer look, let's go ahead and add an image to go with this. So what I do is I click Browse, and we'll find a photo maybe of the school or graduation. Let's see what we have. Here's one, graduation cap. Click Open. All right, we're pretty much all set to go here. So what I'm going to do next, as soon as that finishes loading, I'm going to go ahead and click Save, and we're going to have the option of going ahead and viewing our store. So I click Save, and now if we go click Public URL, and click View Store, we're going to have the opportunity to see what our store looks like. So as an example here, we have our description of the store, the description of the trip-free fee, what it includes, as well as where students are able to go ahead and make that, be able to pay their trip fee for that. All right, everyone, let's go ahead and review everything that the stores feature offers us to be able to go ahead and build a store for special events. All right, everyone. So as we've seen here, the stores feature allows us to have different stores to serve different needs. So one for the music department, one for the athletics department, and even the one that we have just built for the senior class trip. And you can have a new store up and running within minutes. We had this new store up and running very, very quickly. And you can also limit the number of purchases that your users can make. And it also has the ability to require the input of important information. So we asked for their student ID number. And sales and orders can be managed within each individual store. All right, everyone. At this time, I'm happy to answer questions you may have. And as I'm waiting for those questions to roll in, I'm going to show you how to get help from our team here at Educational Networks. This is where we want to go if we do happen to have any type of technical difficulty. What you do is you click Create a Ticket, and all you need to do is just fill out the form here. This is a great place to go for error messages because it does give you the ability to be able to go ahead and to share attachments with our team, which can include screenshots. So if you had an error message, that's something that can help our team help you out a little bit more quickly. All right, everyone. Now here's an important tip. You want to make sure to connect your site to your merchant accounts, and there's a few options available to you. One of those does include using an integrated Stripe account. This is something that you're able to set up right within your CMS. If you do have an existing merchant account, you can use that too, just so long as it is compatible with PayPal Payflow Pro with that. All right, everyone. Well, I want to thank you all so much for joining us here today for this presentation. One thing that I do want to give you here is I actually want to give you a link to our webinar schedule, and here's the reason why. Go ahead, if you're interested in the webinar, register even if you're not sure if you can attend. The reason is that'll let me know who to send the recorded webinar to, as well as guides in regards to this specific topic here. So in this case, you are going to receive for registering for this webinar, you're going to receive a guide for attending today's webinar about using the stores feature for special events. Everyone, thank you all so much for everything you do every day to inspire future generations. And as always, we look forward to seeing you at our next webinar. Take care, everybody.